The New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks played a classic Super Bowl 49. They will try to match that excitement 11 years later in their Super Bowl 60 rematch. The Seahawks are the favorites for the game, set to be played in Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California tomorrow night. The end of a terrific 2026 NFL playoffs is down to two teams that both posted 14-3 records in the regular season. Although the Patriots and Seahawks make for a pair of surprises, everything points to another close, exciting affair, only with Drake May and Sam Darnold dueling at quarterback instead of Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. Tonight, we break down what to expect in this matchup, all the X's and O's, Seahawks offense versus Patriots defense, Patriots offense versus Seahawks defense, X factors, special teams, coaching, intangibles, all leading to who we think will hoist the Lombardi Trophy, emblematic of the world champions of the National Football League, tomorrow night. We started with 32. 30 have gone by the wayside, and we are now down to the final two. Hey there, welcome everybody to what I guess we can call our season finale of TXN Sports World NFL, whether it's NFL Friday or NFL Saturday in this case. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined, as always, by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We are awaiting the presence of Michael Bullock. Should he come in, we'll catch him up on what he missed. If not, then we'll hopefully see him the next time we're on the air, which will be Tuesday night for Ridiculously Raw. We'll have the future, MF and I will give you the future content at the end of this show here tonight. I know you're all here for the Super Bowl 60 preview, as we all should be, but we have one small piece of business that does need to be addressed before we get to that. And that was the event that took place this past Thursday night from the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, California, the 15th annual NFL Honors, as seen on NBC, the NFL Network, and streaming on Peacock and NFL Plus. It was hosted by John Hamm. And without any further ado, here are the winners. We start with the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class, in which these five men will take their rightful place inside the hallowed halls of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, 6 months from now. And they are, in no particular order: Drew Brees, Roger Craig, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri. Those five men will be enshrined in the Hall of Fame this summer. And then from there, let's get to the other award winners, of course, in no particular order. Starting with the NFL flag players of the year, Ava Rotondi and Bryson Wright from St. Joseph. Ava from the St. Joseph by the Sea High School in New York, and Bryson Wright from the Mandarin High School in Florida. The Don Shula High School Coach of the Year, Dave Ettinger, nominated by the New York Giants, and Dylan Smith, nominated by the Los Angeles Chargers. Dave Ettinger from Garden City High School in New York, and Dylan Smith from Palisades Charter High School in California. The NFL Fan of the Year, Ed Callahan of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Pepsi Rookie of the Year, Tyler Shuck of the New Orleans Saints. The FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, the Air Player of the Year, Drake May from the New England Patriots. Representing the running back position, Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers, and wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba of the Seattle Seahawks. The Moment of the Year, Caleb Williams, game-winning touchdown pass in overtime to DJ Moore to defeat the Green Bay Packers back on December the 20th. That Saturday night game at Soldier Field, what a game it was. The Art Rooney Award went for sportsmanship. That went to Buda Baker of the Arizona Cardinals. The Jim Brown Award, emblematic of the league's leading rusher, that went to James Jimbo Cook of my Buffalo Bills. Well deserved. The Deacon Jones Award for the league leader in sacks. He not only led the league in sacks, he set a record. Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns, 23 sacks on the season. The Salute to Service Award went to Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. The next one is the big one, so I'm going to skip over that and save that one for last because it is the main event technically. We'll move on to Assistant Coach of the Year. That went to New England Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. The Coach of the Year, the head coach of the New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel. Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey from the San Francisco 49ers. They created a new award this time around. It's called Protector of the Year. And that went to Joe Thuney, the guard from the Chicago Bears. Defensive Rookie of the Year awarded to Carson Schweschinger, a linebacker from the Cleveland Browns. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Teteroa McMillan, wide receiver from the Carolina Panthers. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns, and rightfully so with the 23 sacks this year. Offensive Player of the Year, that went to Jackson Smith-Njigba from the Seattle Seahawks. And then the two big ones. The most valuable player in the National Football League this season, awarded to Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. And then last but certainly not least, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, awarded to Bobby Wagner of the Washington Commanders. So those are your winners. First things first, we got to talk about the Hall of Fame. I mean, I know the Hall of Fame has been getting a lot of flack lately. Mainly, there's been a lot of controversy, mainly because they left out Bill Belichick, denying Bill Belichick from becoming a first ballot Hall of Famer. One vote shy of the 40 that he needed to get it. He got 39. A lot of controversy there. And then that controversy continued. Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, he got left out yet again. There's a guy in Buffalo who I feel should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago, and that's Steve Tasker. He got denied again. But you can't deny the 5 who got in here. I mean, Drew Brees, no big surprise. You knew he was going to go in with everything that he did, not only for the Chargers, but mainly for what he did with the New Orleans Saints. I mean, he took the New Orleans Saints from a dud team to a contending team. And one of the main reasons why they finally broke through and finally won a Super Bowl, when they won Super Bowl 44, when they beat the Indianapolis Colts. Roger Craig, a man who has waited, and I kid you not, he's waited 33 long years for this moment. That man should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. Maybe not on the first ballot, but he should have been in at least 30 or so years ago. Better late than never, I get it, but with what he did for the 49ers, one of the driving forces of the Niner dynasty in the 80s and in the early 90s, I mean, how could you have waited so long to put him in? Larry Fitzgerald, incredible career with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, we'll never forget Super Bowl 43. And that entire postseason in 2008, 2009 was absolutely insane what he did. The numbers he put up during that postseason run when the Cardinals nearly won the Super Bowl. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And that touchdown that he scored to put the Cardinals ahead before Pittsburgh had that furious comeback with the Santonio Holmes catch that MF and I will never forget. That ranks up there as one of our greatest Super Bowl calls of all time. And I've gone ahead and relived that quite a few times in memory of that. Luke Kuechly from the Carolina Panthers, graduate of Boston College, and going into Carolina there, and had some great years in Carolina, including 2015 when he was one of the driving forces for Carolina going to the Super Bowl when they went to Super Bowl 50. That incredible team they had with Cam Newton and Greg Olsen and those guys, and before getting smacked around by Denver in the Super Bowl. But a great young defender, incredible talent, deservingly so. And of course, last but certainly not least, Adam Vinatieri. You can make an argument he's the one who started the Patriot dynasty. I mean, MF and I will never, ever forget the snow game, the divisional game against the Raiders almost a quarter century ago. To this day, I still can't get over how he hit that game tying kick from 45 yards in a driving snowstorm, no less. And he somehow put that thing through. I couldn't even tell if he got it. But then when they said that he did, I was like, whoa. And to this day, I'm still baffled by that. And then, of course, the kick heard around the world, heard all around New England. Super Bowl 36, when they upset the heavily favored St. Louis Rams. 18-point underdogs against the Rams. He kicked the field goal that won the first Super Bowl. He did it again in Super Bowl 38. MF, that's another one that we're always going to have. That was my first Super Bowl as the lead, and I'll never forget it. He put that kick up. MF screams out, "He got it!" And then I yell out like Chris Berman did with Cal Ripken, "Oh my goodness, he's done it again!" And they went on to win that Super Bowl, and the rest is history. And a dynasty was born in New England. And then, of course, not only had that great success with New England, he also had the great success in Indianapolis. He was also instrumental in helping the Indianapolis Colts finally break through and finally winning a Super Bowl with those clutch kicks he made against the Ravens in that divisional game in January of 07. And then he helped the Colts win a Super Bowl. So great kicker, one of the greatest kickers of all time, and a great Hall of Fame class. They're all deserving of it. There are some notable omissions, like your Bill Belichick's and your Robert Krafts and your Steve Taskers and so many other great talents that should have been in, but maybe next year, who knows? I don't really know about the flag players of the year, but congrats to them, and same to the Don Shula High School coaches of the year and the fan of the year. Tyler Shuck came out of nowhere in New Orleans. I mean, you remember Spencer Rattler was the starter going into the season, and then they took Rattler out. They put Shuck in, and New Orleans actually came on strong towards the end of the year, despite a meh season for them. I mean, amazing stuff from this young man, and who knows, New Orleans could be a team to keep an eye on next season. They really could. They came on strong at the end. Art Rooney Award, that's for sportsmanship. But before I get into that, the moment of the year, I mean, Caleb Williams. I mean, that was a wild and crazy game back on December the 20th when the Packers and the Bears got together at Soldier Field. I mean, it looked like Green Bay was going to win that thing, and then Chicago mounted this furious comeback, including an onside kick and a rare successful onside kick, and then Caleb Williams launching that sucker all the way down for DJ Moore, Kevin Burkhardt losing his mind, and that was an amazing game and an amazing moment. Buda Baker winning the Rooney Award. Congratulations to him. Jim Brown Award for the league's leading rusher, Jimbo Cook. I cannot say enough great things about James Cook. I mean, I call him the second coming of Thurman Thomas. I really do. I mean, he is far and away the best running back that team has had since Thurman Thomas. I mean, I absolutely love how that young man plays, and Him and GA 17. I mean, their body of work speaks for itself. And Jimbo had an incredible year, despite all that contract drama during the offseason that carried over into the Hard Knocks on HBO. And he ended up having the most incredible season he's had, and he's only going to get better going forward. And that's why, of course, next year I am definitely optimistic about the Buffalo Bills next year with them and the new coaching staff that Joe Brady and them are putting together. Hey, they're not messing around, man, and they better not. Hopefully next year will be the year for that. Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels. I mean, Mike Vrabel had a vision, and that vision was to make the Patriots great again. After 2 or 3 or so meh years, I mean, 2022, so year. The previous 2 years, 24 and 23, Bill Belichick's final year, and then that disastrous 1 year with Gerard Mayo. I mean, they bring in Mike Vrabel. His vision was to make the Patriots great again, bring the Patriots back to prominence. MF and I thought, okay, yeah, they'll be a better team. They'll probably win maybe 8 or 9 games, 10 tops, maybe get a wild card spot. But none of us ever in our wildest dreams did we think that they were going to go 14-3, win the AFC East, snap Buffalo's 5-year run in the AFC East, finish as the 2 seed, go undefeated on the road, and then beat 3 top 5 defenses in the playoffs in the Chargers, Houston, and Denver to make it back to the Super Bowl for the first time in 7 years. Just a testament to what he has done. And when they went into Buffalo and beat Buffalo on that Sunday night in October, it was on that night that I knew. I'm like, uh-oh, I think this team's the real deal. I even went on the record to say they were championship material. And lo and behold, they're playing for a championship. And if they win that tomorrow night, well, I would not at all be surprised if that happens. But MF and I may not, we may be big Patriot haters. We may not be the biggest Patriot fans out there with Buffalo and Miami, respectively. But damn it to hell, you cannot help but respect what Mike Vrabel did for that team. 8-26 combined the last 2 years, and then taking them to 14-3, a division title, a conference title, and now they have a chance to stand alone as the winningest Super Bowl franchise of all time. This would be number 7 should they get it tomorrow night. Unbelievable job. Hell of a job by Mike Vrabel. And then they bring back Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, the architect of the offense. When you had your Tom Brady's and your Gronks and your Edelmans and your James Whites and your Wes Welkers and all those guys, and for him to do the job that he did with that offense, taking Drake May to being the runner-up for MVP. Unbelievable job by Josh McDaniels as well. That entire coaching staff. They deserve all the praise. Making this team. He wanted to make them great again. Damn it to hell, he did just that. Christian McCaffrey winning the comeback player of the year. I mean, I thought it was either going to be him or Stephon Diggs, honestly. I mean, McCaffrey hurt his knee in a game against Buffalo last year, that game in the snow in Buffalo, that Sunday night game. That ended his season. Stephon Diggs went to Houston, and he hurt his knee, and he had an incredible year in New England. I mean, that was a tough call. But I honestly don't know. I mean, it was definitely a 1A, 1B there. But McCaffrey got it. Congrats to him. Very well deserved. Joe Thuney winning the Protector of the Year. One of the reasons why the Chicago Bears came out of nowhere and had a great year. They also won. They won the NFC North. They finished as the 2 seed and came up just short against the Rams in the divisional playoffs. But a hell of a job. They have a very bright future in Chicago. Carson Schwetzinger, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know much about this young man because we didn't really follow the Cleveland Browns that much. But, I mean, looking at the season that he had, I mean, he had 156 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 pass deflections, 2 picks. I mean, I suppose that was good enough for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Teteroa McMillan winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and rightfully so. I mean, when you look at the body of work he had, 70 catches, 1,014 receiving yards, 7 receiving touchdowns, good numbers for him. Um, that was a tough call. I mean, I thought it was between him and Travion Henderson in New England. Travion Henderson had an incredible year in New England, but McMillan getting the honor there. Myles Garrett, that speaks for itself. Defensive Player of the Year, and why not? Setting a record that stood for almost a quarter century, 23 sacks for him, and I don't think this is his first. I think this is the second time he's won that honor. Well deserved. Offensive Player of the Year, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I mean, what an amazing season this young man had. Unbelievable. Unbelievable season that he had. With 119 catches, 1,793 yards, and 10 touchdowns for Seattle. One of the many reasons why Seattle is in the position that they are in. And then the MVP, Matthew Stafford. I mean, he had a career year. He absolutely had a career year. 4,707 passing yards, 46 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions. I mean, the body of work that he had was amazing. But if I'm going to be honest with you, with all due respect to Matthew Stafford, I kind of thought Drake May should have won. I mean, without Drake May in that Patriot lineup, they're a dud team. They really are. He doesn't have the season that he had. I mean, last year, look at last year. Only 2,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 picks. This year, 4,394 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, and then add in 450 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. He carried that team not only with his arm, but with his legs, too. Matthew Stafford didn't really do anything with his legs. Drake May did. Did you see those incredible runs that he had during this postseason so far? That run against the Chargers, and of course, that run that sealed the game against Denver in the Snow Globe in Denver in the AFC Championship. He's very deserving, but in my mind, I kind of feel Drake May should have won that award, if I'm being honest. So, but, and then Bobby Wagner winning the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year. Incredible body of work, what he's done for the community of Washington. I mean, they saved that for the main event for a reason, and that's the emotional moment of the night, and very well deserved for him. You know, former Seattle Seahawk in his own right, LA Ram, and a Washington Commander. Absolutely well deserved. Congratulations to all of the winners, and another incredible NFL honor show. I'm not one who watches award shows, if I'm being honest with you, but that is one of the very few, if not the only one, that I sit down and watch. The other, maybe the ESPYs, but other than that, I'm not really into award shows, but that's one of the very few that I actually do take the time to sit down and watch. And it was a fun watch the other night. My only gripe is I liked how they did it before. I liked that they did it the night before the Super Bowl. I like that better. I have not been a big fan of them moving the show to Thursday, but if it's out of convenience or if it makes things easier for people, I guess I can understand that. But I much prefer Saturday, the night before. That's just me. But great show all around. Congrats to all the winners. So not much more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. Another incredible NFL honors. I mean, we had the Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner moment with the Hall of Fame. I mean, I always think of us doing that. I mean, that was an awesome moment. But great show all around. All the winners. Congrats to all of them. And there's not much more for me to add on. So, MF, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on the 15th annual NFL honors from the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. Do you agree, disagree with the winners? Your thoughts?
All right. Let's try to dive it in different areas. So first off, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, I don't have any bone to pick on this one. I know there was a lot of people that had other opinions about certain individuals, but I think this was fine. Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famers. Luke Kuechly on his second year gets in. Adam Vinatieri on his second year of eligibility gets in. And then Roger Craig, like you said, waited a long time before he finally got in. So well-deserved, well-earned, to say the very least. As far as a lot of the major awards, the Aaron Brown, no big surprises there. Moment of the Year, no big surprise there. The Art Rooney Award was a no big surprise. The Deacon Jones, the Jim Brown Awards were no big surprises because those are stats more than anything else. The Call to Service going to Christian McCaffrey was an amazing story. So yes, he deserves it. We'll get into Walter Payton Man of the Year in a moment. Then there was a little bit of a Patriot run. Josh McDaniels getting the assistant coach of the year, and then Vrabel getting the coach of the year. Definitely well deserved. McCaffrey winning comeback player of the year was great, was fine. I had no problem with that. Joe Tooney getting protector of the year, new award. So yeah, that's interesting to see. Schlonberger getting defensive rookie of the year. I was going to say yes. McMillan getting the offensive rookie of the year was fine. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett, no big surprise on that one. And offensive player of the year with Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think it was fine as well. The MVP. All right. I'm not mad. I think they got it right. I'm sorry, Anthony. I disagree with you. I felt like Matthew Stafford deserved the MVP. Stat-wise, overall-wise, and the way he played throughout the entire year. Now, I know there's a lot of people that's like, oh, but Drake May. Look, May had a great year, and there's no doubt about it. But if you put his stats compared to the stats of Matthew Stafford, Stafford's numbers are better on every category. So I actually feel like they got it right. And it was a very close vote. If you actually ran the numbers, it was very close. Matthew Stafford had one better first place vote, and he won by 5 points. Think about that. 5 points. And one first place vote more. The others went to I think there was like 40 first place votes that were handed out. I think it went 24-23. No, there was 30. Or I don't know. 24-23. Stafford over Drake May. 2 first place votes went to Trevor Lawrence. 1 first place vote went to Josh Allen. And that was the reason why Matthew Stafford won the MVP. Because
MF, I got the voting here.
all right,
Stafford had 24 first place votes.
yep,
Drake May had 23.
23, yep.
Josh Allen had 2. Justin Herbert actually got 1.
Herbert had 1.
And Christian McCaffrey and Trevor Lawrence, they did not get first place votes.
No, but they were not. They did get points or votes.
5 points separated. 5 points separated Stafford and May. It was the closest MVP vote since 2003. I would have thought last year with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
No. Allen had a bigger margin of victory. That's why. Yeah. So I remember that. So I'm not mad with it. I'm not mad. So I don't have any issue with it. And then for the Walter Payton Man of the Year, for it to go to Bobby Wagner. Now remember, each team designate one player for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. So there were 32 nominees. And this is the vote of all votes. Like, this is the biggest one of all. You win the Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's without a doubt the greatest honor you can get. And not many players not many men can get that legendary number or get that legendary honor. But think about it. Just think of some of the names who won this. From Johnny Unitas to Len Dawson, Ken Anderson, Franco Harris, Roger Staubach was a Man of the Year. Lynn Swann was a Man of the Year. Joe Theismann, a Man of the Year. Then you had Mike Singletary won it. John Elway won it. Junior Seau, Boomer Esiason, Dan Marino, Troy Aikman. Chris Carter was a Man of the Year. Jerome Bettis was a Man of the Year. Walter Peyton Manning, Man of the Year. LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, Kurt Warner. Look at the names and the who's who of some of the elite guys to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year. No, my friends, it's one of the greatest honors that you can get. 2025 goes to the 2025 Man of the Year goes to Bobby Wagner from the Washington Commanders. And yeah, there's really nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours. Congratulations to all the winners.
All right, MF, are you ready?
Let's do it.
This is the main event. This is what the words main event were meant for, because this right here is the main event. It don't get no bigger than this. All right, here we go. Super Bowl 60. Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California. On NBC and Peacock, the National Football Conference champions, the Seattle Seahawks, squaring off against the American Football Conference champion, New England Patriots. This game's on NBC. It will be Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark, and Kaylee Hartung. Kevin Harlan will have it on Westwood One. I mean, you know all the crews by now. Second Super Bowl meeting between these two, 11 years ago. One of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. With the craziest ending you will ever see in a Super Bowl. The interception heard around the world. Malcolm Butler. That was Super Bowl 49 in Arizona. New England defeating Seattle 28-24, denying Seattle back-to-back Super Bowl championships. And here we are. We meet again. So now it's time for what we do best, the X's and O's. First topic, the Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense. The Patriots have been dominant on defense during the playoffs. It has been difficult to run against them, as they are only allowing 3.1 rushing yards a carry and 71.3 rushing yards a game through 3 AFC playoff games. The Seahawks are a 50-50 run-pass team, so they will stick with the rushing attack, now featuring Kenneth Walker III minus Zach Charbonnet. But the Patriots' defensive front, led by defensive tackle Milton Williams, will make it hard to find much room between the tackles. The Seahawks aren't shut down often on the ground because of their blocking and commitment to running the football with offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. It's imperative to have that rushing threat to help quarterback Sam Darnold's downfield passing with play action and bootlegs. But if the Patriots can render the Seahawks one-dimensional the way they did against the LA Chargers, Houston Texans, and Denver Broncos, they could pressure Sam Darnold into more obvious passing situations. New England will look to force some turnovers against Darnold, who led the NFL with 20 giveaways during the regular season. Seattle's top wide receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, will be a tough coverage assignment, and one-on-one should be shadowed in a terrific matchup with 5 pounds. Gonzalez has the size and quickness to battle JSN, who is 6 foot and 197 pounds. He has a chance to battle him. He has the size and quickness to battle him well, inside or outside. But Patriots coach Mike Vrabel will borrow from former Patriots defensive coordinator Brian Flores, who used a great mix of zone coverage and blitzing to make Smith-Njigba have his worst game of the season versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vrabel and defensive coordinator Zal Kur will scheme to try to take away JSN and take their chances with the Seahawks committee of more limited receivers, including 32-year-old Cooper Kupp. The Patriots are a tough overall matchup for the Seahawks and will keep up their swarming and ball-hawking momentum. So if you ask me who has the edge, I got to give it to the Patriots defense, especially after what we saw in those 3 playoff games. And MF, you and I especially saw it in the AFC Championship game against Denver. So for me, advantage, Patriot defense. MF, Patriot defense or Seahawks offense? Who you got?
This is one of the rare times where, yeah, I actually do agree that the Patriot defense should win this battle. But I will say this. Can they establish a run game? Can Kenneth Walker really get the run attack going? This is where I wish Zach Charbonnet would have been there, because if Charbonnet would have been there, I would have given the advantage to the Seahawks offense. But Charbonnet is out with an injury. He's not playing in the Super Bowl, and that limits it a little bit. However, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and on top of that, they could blow the lid off this game. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a home run threat. And if there's a deep ball downfield, Jackson could make a play. If he does that, I don't know. It might go the other way. But I will go with right now. If you want to talk about it defensively, yeah, New England's defense wins the battle. So Anthony, it's yours.
All right, MF. Next topic: the Patriots offense versus the Seahawks defense. Who wins this battle?
This, I'm going with Seattle. And the reason why is because their defense is just like New England's. Ball hawking, opportunistic, and the front 4 of Seattle, oh my God, are they a wagon. Now, the big problem that they do go is that they will be exposed. There's one area where they don't really do well, and that's in the tight end position. When that secondary goes up against the tight end, so expect Hunter Henry of the Patriots maybe have a big game in this Super Bowl. They will shut down the receiving corps because the receiving corps is not that great. There is a little bit of a liability on the run attack, but I do believe Seattle's defense is really good against the run. And on top of that, they have been known to harass the quarterbacks. And that's the one thing we noticed. Drake May got harassed in the AFC Championship game by that Denver defense. So they can rattle him. If he stays in the pocket throughout the night, then it's advantage New England. But when Drake May gets flushed out of the pocket, when he starts to has to run for his life, that's when the defenses get New England off the field. I think Seattle will be able to do that. I got Seattle winning this battle. Anthony Florio, it is yours.
Yeah. Drake May has had a grind in the playoffs. He had 5 turnovers, including 3 lost fumbles in his first 2 career AFC postseason games, before having a hard time completing downfield passes in Denver against a tough pass rush, tight coverage, and snowy weather. He has also been sacked 15 times, 5 times in each playoff game so far. But May also has come through with big days and key gains rushing, with 66 yards versus the Chargers and 65 versus the Broncos, both off of 10 carries. May has proved to be comfortable operating versus both man and zone looks. The Seahawks tend to play more zone and pick their spots for single coverage. May will take advantage of any one-on-one stretching the field with his accuracy on deep balls. He also can be patient seeing zone, and it opens the door for his scrambling to be a big factor. The Patriots also will keep the Seahawks honest by running with Ramondre Stevenson between the tackles and the threat of Travion Henderson breaking a big run outside. May can use the backs and tight ends well in the passing game, and Josh McDaniels can help him by calling for quick pass plays. The home runs downfield to the likes of Stephon Diggs, Kayshon Boutte, Mac Hollins, and others will be tough, but under Vrabel, the Patriots don't mind having long, methodical drives toward pay dirt. I'm tempted to give the advantage to New England here, but in a way, I have to give it to Seattle right now. I mean, out of all the topics on this one, on this preview, this was the one I was having the most trouble with. But my gut tells me to go with New England, but my heart is telling me to go with Seattle, or my mind is telling me to go with Seattle. So we're not going to do any pushes or any of that nonsense. We're going to pick winners here. So I'm going to give a slight edge to Seattle, but if New England wins this battle, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So we'll see. Next topic, X factors. The Patriots have the running of Drake May as something that can throw off the Seahawks' best laid defensive game plan. They also are not afraid to mix up their personnel and scheming. Seahawks have a few wrinkles available, but they likely won't be as aggressive. So when it comes to X factors, I have to give the edge to New England here. So I'm going with New England for X factors. MF, who do you have in the X factor department?
Yeah, this is New England. And again, this could be the Hunter Henry game. This can be Ramondre Stevenson could have a breakout. There's too many guys on the New England side. And, Mac Hollins could have a big moment here in the Super Bowl. As long as they can manage and hold in that kind of situation, I think they'll be fine. The one area where maybe there's a little concern here would be if Cooper Kupp or Jackson Smith and Jigba, if they get going early on, then that might be where this could go. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm with you. New England gets the advantage. So, Anthony, it's yours.
All right, MF. Next topic, special teams. Who has the edge?
This is interesting. Okay, so this is where it can go either way. However, I'm going to go with Seattle because they got the home run ball. Special teams and the level and the switching of plays, the balance of power, whatever you want to say, Seattle has had a lot of great moments where they flip the field, giving the defense a major advantage. Plus, they also have a touchdown threat as well. One of their kick returners, we saw it right out of the gate. Opening kickoff against the 49ers, got housed. And they went up immediately 7-0, and it ended up being a blowout. So Seattle definitely has the advantage here, more than New England. Seattle wins on the special teams front. Anthony, it's yours.
We agree again. Don't get me wrong, the Patriots are solid with punter Bryce Behringer, kicker Andy Borregales, and top return man Marcus Jones. But the Seahawks are spectacular with their counterparts, Michael Dixon, Jason Myers, and Rashid Shaheed. Seattle, when it comes to special teams. Next topic, coaching. Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak have given the Seahawks a great sense of top complementary football. But Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels have the bigger winning experience with past Patriots teams. Vrabel, the coach of the year, not only for the Patriots' 10-game turnaround from 4-13 in 2024 to 14-3 in 2025, but also his shrewd game management, master motivation, and defensive acumen. He's right up there with the LA Rams' Sean McVay and the Kansas City Chiefs' Andy Reid as one of the most trusted coaches in Super Bowl moments. Advantage, New England. Give me Vrabel and McDaniels. So, MF, coaching, who you got?
I gotta go. You got it. It's New England. Vrabel, McDaniels. Just them two alone makes them a formidable team more than anything else. So we'll see what Clint Kubiak will bring to the table, especially on the offensive side. How are they going to be able to handle that New England D? But yeah, no, I'm with you on this one. This is a pretty easy call as well. The Patriots has the coaching advantage, no doubts.
We have one topic left before the big one. Intangibles. MF, who has the advantage when it comes to intangibles?
When it comes to the intangibles, I believe this is Seattle. And here's the reason why. Hear me out. I believe that they are going to have a little bit of a different look this time around. I think you're going to see a lot of Kenneth Walker. I think they're going to try to run this on New England, which is going to be a daunting task. But if they get into small yardage situations, like a 2nd and 3, a 3rd and 5, if they can get chunk yards that maybe might be able to open up the field, because you're going to see Cooper Kupp get his catches, and I think there's going to be a bomb that's going to go deep, a la Jackson Smith and Jigba. If he shows up in this game, oh boy, this is going to get bad for New England real fast. Plus, again, the ball hawking defense of Seattle is making me believe that they got enough of the little things that's going to make it. If that front four gets the pressure on Drake May, which I think they could, because the offensive line has not been great for New England, especially in this postseason. Anthony, you alluded to it. 5 sacks in the last 2 games apiece.
Yes.
And the turnovers. That may be a recipe for disaster for the New England Patriots, especially in the Super Bowl. And one other thing, Seattle is very familiar with Levi Stadium. They are very comfortable in that stadium. They know how to play in that stadium. They play the 49ers twice a year, 3 times if you're lucky enough to face them in the playoffs. So that's why I think Seattle has the advantage here. Plus, going from east to west, I'm a little worried for the Patriots because that's a long trek to do that as well. So nothing more to say. I got Seattle. Anthony, it's yours.
The Patriots had the bigger turnaround, but given their massive history of winning 6 Super Bowls, the Seahawks feel like the surprise team and underdogs, despite their favorite status on paper. The Seahawks will have the spirit of the 12th man follow them from Seattle to San Francisco. It's a shorter trip for their fans to be in full force for inspiration. The Seahawks have the emotional team of destiny mojo on their side. So, yes, MF, I do agree with you. I, too, have the Seattle Seahawks when it comes to intangibles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you have all been waiting for. It's prediction time. Like I said earlier, when it comes to New England, when they went into Buffalo and beat Buffalo in October on that Sunday night game, it was from that very moment that I realized this team was the real deal. I felt that momentum switch like that. I'm like, the momentum has switched. I got this bad feeling. And sure enough, I was right. And I'm not at all surprised that I was. Seattle, they've been amazing. They deserve to be where they are. They had an incredible year of their own. So who wins the 60th anniversary of the biggest sporting event in the world? The Patriots have proven themselves with their defense in the playoffs, taking most of the winning burden away from Drake May. That defense will be a difference maker again, with Drake May getting well prepared by Josh McDaniels, and I believe they did get well prepared during this bye week to attack the Seattle Seahawks. Drake May has more assets with his physical skill set to believe that his talent will help him overcome his youth and inexperience. And at the end of the day, I believe that Drake May will join the great Tom Brady in winning a Super Bowl in his second season, while Sam Darnold, with a loss, would drop to 0-5 in his career against New England. Would I be surprised if Seattle won this game? Certainly not. Great team. But so many times during our NFL shows this year, whether it was an NFL Friday or Saturday or whatever night of the week we did it, there were a few times that I picked against New England. And I'm almost certain that every time I picked against New England, they proved me wrong. I'm tempted to go with Seattle. I really, really am. But I have a feeling if I go against New England again, they're going to bite me in the ass again. So with that being said, I am going to go with the New England Patriots to win Super Bowl 60, and they will stand alone as the winningest Super Bowl team of all time with their 7th Vince Lombardi trophy. And remarkably, their first without Bill Belichick, without Tom Brady, and all those legends that came before them. Give me the New England Patriots to win Super Bowl 60. My final score, 27-24. The New England Patriots make it 7. There is not much more for me to add on. Good old MF Michael Fletcher for the final time this season. To my Jim Nance, you know how to do it. But more than ever, do that thing I like. Hello, friends.
All right. I've been back and forth about this as well. But, going into this, at the very beginning, I was thinking maybe New England. The whole time I was thinking. However, what the thing is? Last year, in last year's Super Bowl, what was the narrative? Everybody was talking about Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. Nobody respected Philadelphia. And Philadelphia stomped KC into the ground and won the Super Bowl going away. And I feel like it's happening again. This time, everybody is about the Patriots. Their road back, everything else. And I feel like Seattle is being disrespected in such a way because, yes, they're even though they're the favorites, a lot of people are treating them as more like the underdogs in the Super Bowl. And I really feel like Seattle is about to unleash hell on the New England Patriots. And I think it is one of those reasons why that I think Seattle's going to win this game. And being, the closer track, the 12s on their side, a lot of them are going to be rooting for Seattle more than New England in the Super Bowl. So you're going to have more of a Seattle crowd than New England. Plus, on top of that, now you're hearing about this new dynasty and everything else. Anthony, this is a recipe for disaster. And I think Seattle's going to win it. 27-17, the Seahawks hoists the Lombardi. They win their second Super Bowl championship in their franchise history. It is all yours, my friend.
And with that, we conclude another season of TXN Sports World, whether it's NFL Friday or in this case, NFL Saturday. On behalf of MF and Michael Bullock and all of us here at TXN Sports World, we want to take this moment to say thank you so very, very much for tuning into our programs all season long. You are the best fans in the world, and we cannot thank you enough for your support all these years. And we love what we do. And it's a shame that another season has come and gone, but we will do this again starting in September. We will be back for another exciting season of NFL Friday. Of course, let's not forget, coming up, I want to say the end of April, like the last bit of April or first week of May or so, we will have our 2026 NFL Draft Recap show down the road. And of course, also in the month of May, let's also not forget our annual NFL schedule release special. We're gonna look forward to that. Our big NFL preview along with college football, the end of this tail end of the summer, like near the end of August or so. And then we'll do it all again in the month of September. We cannot wait. All right. So with that being said, that will put the bow on this very special edition of our NFL show, our preview of Super Bowl 60. Again, thank you all so very much for tuning in as always. Future content, here we go. It's going to start on Tuesday night, as always. Ridiculously Raw. MF, feel free to cut in and let me know if there's anything I'm missing here. Tuesday night, Ridiculously Raw, right here on the Tone 25. As it will be all about Monday Night Raw and NXT. Maybe we may do a Super Bowl recap there too. We'll see how that goes. So, but Raw and NXT for sure. Maybe we'll start the show with a recap of the Super Bowl. Who knows? And this is as far as I know. And then Friday night we will have, well, the NFL show is done, so now we can move the Cerebral Smack Talk to Friday nights now at 11 p.m. immediately following SmackDown. Head on over to MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, for it will be TNA Impact and Friday night SmackDown. Oh, and by the way, Tuesday night on Ridiculously Raw, in addition to the Super Bowl recap, run down the card for the first TNA Plus event of 2026. It'll be entitled No Surrender. And I will have the rundown of the card for that show. And then Friday night, of course, Cerebral Smack Talk, MF will have it, Brace Fan 95, TNA Impact, Friday night SmackDown. And we will take it from there. So that is it. So until Tuesday night for Ridiculously Raw, this is Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for Michael Bullock, and of course, always and forever, our First Lady, Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune Forest style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy the game with your friends, your family, your loved ones. And until Tuesday night, you have been watching our preview of Super Bowl 60 right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody, bye.